Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the M&K Productions Podcast. It's not just another episode, it is the Christmas special. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. But in terms, Happy Holidays to you all. I'm your host, Mac, joined here as usual by my co-host with the most, Kristen, aka Miss Flamingo. Kristen, Happy Holidays.
Happy holidays, Mac. I can't believe this is our fifth time celebrating Christmas on the podcast.
I know, it's like every year we keep getting socks. What the hell have we done?
What are we doing, Mac? We need more gifts from Santa. What is Santa going to bring us?
Hopefully he brings me a Labubu. That's what the kids like, right?
No.
You know what a Labubu is? I don't know what a Labubu is.
I know what a Labubu is, but
What is
I
a
don't want it.
Labubu?
It's like a little odd-looking plush. It's supposed to be like, I guess maybe it's supposed to be unflattering looking, but I know I think they're making a movie out of it or something.
Oh, of course they are.
It's like, the Barbies and the Bratz, that everything gets turned into a movie.
Well, without the cleverness of what makes those movies good.
Yes. Alrighty, but on another note,
we have a great episode upcoming today. We're going to go over some film news, and then we're also going to be covering our special Christmas episode topic. We're going to be taking a trip back to 2009 and our old friend Robert Zemeckis as we talk about his version of A Christmas Carol starring Jim Carrey, and then we'll be getting into kind of the wrapping up for the end of the year and going over some of the upcoming episodes.
We will be.
But if that's all we have here, is there anything else we have to add before we head into the news?
I'm ready to get into it.
All right, let's get right into the news.
This is CNN.
All right, so the news on this special Christmas episode. Kristen, would you like to kick us off with your news topic?
Yes. All right, first up, this is a big move. Oscars bolts from ABC to YouTube starting in 2029. The world's highest profile and most watched awards show, which has aired on ABC since 1976, will be moving to the streaming-only platform starting as part of a deal that also includes red carpet coverage. Oh my God, I almost said privileges. Excuse me, y'all. The Oscar nominations announcement, the Governor Awards, and more. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. So really quickly, in the news that will send shockwaves across the entertainment industry, the Oscar ceremony, which has aired on ABC since 1976, will be moving to YouTube starting in 2029 and will be broadcast by the streamer through at least 2033. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science announced on Wednesday, which is crazy to me. The Disney-owned Alphabet Network will continue to air the Oscars, long the world's most watched awards telecast through the 100th edition of the award show in 2028. After that, the ceremony will be available live and for free to over 2 billion people around the world on YouTube and YouTube TV subscribers in the United States. So, Mac, what do you think about this big move from ABC to YouTube for the Oscars?
Well, this is easily so you can copyright people easier.
Yeah,
it's so you
true.
Can't see. But honestly, this was inevitable because they've been talking about moving into more streaming type with the award academies for years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember earlier this year they did talk about maybe it coming to YouTube, and it's kind of the ever-changing landscape because I hate to say it, cable is slowly dying. So
yeah, they need more viewers.
So it going to YouTube is the number one streaming platform, number one. It is the de facto video sharing streaming site on the internet. So you offer an ability to stream like a big award show that people react to. There's react moments because imagine if the Will Smith smack happened and it's streaming on YouTube. That would have broken the record. That would have rivaled Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl.
And also the Kanye situation with Taylor Swift, where he went up on the award show and said, "Oh, Beyonce should have won."
That was funny. I don't care what anyone says. That was funny.
Just crazy moments that happen at award shows.
But obviously, it's something where they're gonna obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna do a big push, especially with streamers, to really do reactions and stuff like that. Really get a more foothold on the younger demographics to care about the academies because at this time, no one really cares about the academies anymore. Like,
Yeah, and then
it,
here's the other thing. If YouTuber is this is going to be at YouTuber you know, YouTube channel stuff. Sorry, I'm wording this wrong. YouTubers will probably be invited to the Oscars then. I'm sure they will send out hundreds and hundreds of invitations for people to stream live at the award show, and I could see that ruffling some feathers at the award show of people because there's still people in Hollywood that don't really love influencers and want their own space. That's the same thing with influencers, but influencers want to be in the same space as some of these, actors. So it's going to be an interesting thing, but I love that it's going to be available for free and it's going to be all over. It's not like the Golden Globes where now you have to watch it on CBS, or if you don't have cable, then you got to have Paramount Plus. And then it's like, you know, the CW where they host the Critics' Choice Awards, and oh, you don't have cable. So I know like Netflix already does this with the SAG Awards, but you have to have like a membership, for Netflix to watch that award show. But I think Oscars being available on YouTube is going to be game changer, and I feel
well,
a lot of
YouTube is
people are going to watch it that way.
YouTube's already starting to experiment with providing more content because they have some of the NFL games streaming on there. They've had some NBA games
Hmm.
streaming on there. So YouTube's really trying to make a push. Even announcing to their YouTube TV, they're going to be separating their NFL packet, their sports packages next year.
Oh, okay.
So I think YouTubers are going to make a big push with that because I can see them doing a lot of streaming. Like, didn't they? Don't they stream the Game Awards? I know you're. I don't know if you
Yeah, we
watch
were
any of those.
watching it. We were watching the Game Awards the other night, my husband and I, and we were
Did
watching it.
did it stream on YouTube or somewhere else?
It streams on YouTube.
Okay, yeah. So stuff like that could work. And I think with the Oscars, you're right. There's gonna be because a lot of influencers are going into the movie making. Markiplier's first movie's coming out next year. The Iron Lung, Jacksepticeye just announced that he's going to be producing movie Godmother. And if these movies turn out to be like golden hits and stuff like that, then they're gonna invite these big influencers to the Academy Award, and the old timers just gotta get used to it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. All right, Mac, what's your next piece of news?
All right, so last week we covered the blockbuster deal that Netflix had put in a bid to buy Warner Brothers, and it pretty much has been the talk of the town for the last couple weeks now at the time of this recording. But one of the things that came out after we recorded, I think like the day after, is that Paramount Skydance put in as I quote, hostile bid to take over Netflix. And as of today, as we're recording this episode, it has been rejected uh, to get the deal. It has been rejected. So the Netflix deal is still on the table for Warner Brothers unless something else happens. But, this is just another loss for Paramount. They already had to close some shops, has to close some studios, do some layoffs. They, Skydance is merged with them. You know,
Hmm.
what do you think about Paramount? What do you think about this? Paramount is just taking L after L, and the Netflix deal is still on the table for Warner Brothers. There's already some.
Let them take the L. Let
There's
them
a.
take the L. It's
There,
at this point, it's so messy over there that I don't think they have a clear vision of what they're doing anymore at this point, and knowing what's being done over there is kind of scary. But um, at least I could say the deal got rejected, which I'm very happy about. I'm still not happy about the Netflix and Warner Brothers deal if it goes through.
well, it'll be interesting because we already started to see a lot of reshuffling going around when it comes to different departments and classifications. So this will be interesting. Like I said, the deal is not confirmed, like we mentioned last time. It is still going through. There could be chances for it to be rejected or anything else happens. It's still getting finalized. Pretty much, I think the timetable is 18 months. I read, so anything can happen. The
Yeah.
deal could fall through or go through, but definitely something to keep an eye out for 2026 as we head into the new year.
On to our next piece of news. I'm pulling this story from Collider, and I've been seeing some talk about this on the internet over the last few hours. Leaked Avengers Doomsday trailer confirms a major MCU return. We already got Robert Downey Jr. coming back playing a different character. Who's it going to be? All right, here we go. Coming from Collider. Almost exactly 1 year away from the release of the first footage from Avengers Doomsday has surfaced online. The first of 4 Doomsday teasers scheduled to play ahead of the Avatar Fire and Ash starting this weekend leaked on X, and it confirms that Chris Evans will reprise his role as Steve Rogers in 2026 MCU film. The short teaser shows Steve arriving back at home, even holding a child in his arms and looking over his Captain America suit. There is no look at Robert Downey Jr. Doomsday yet, but is presumably coming in a further teaser trailer. But we did see the back of Doom's Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four, First Steps. What do you think about this return, Mac? If this is true,
It's fake. It's AI.
It's AI. That's what you
Yes.
think?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, it's not well. The funny thing is that it's not even a surprise because we already knew Chris Evans was coming back. So if this is legit, then we shouldn't be shocked. What's going on?
Well, think about it this way. Was it like a sign from what we saw when Daredevil and not Daredevil, oh my God. Deadpool and Wolverine, when we saw the return of Chris Evans as Johnny Torch,
Human Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm. I wanted to say Human Torch, and I combined the two, so excuse me. Yeah, maybe that was this early on sign, but I thought that was a one-time deal. He was saying hello, goodbye, and then he was on his way because he had the materialist that he was working on, which was great cinema for him. But on this end, I think he's been having a rough time booking those roles, starring in many flops. But
He
now,
came crawling back like the Russo brothers.
yep, he had to go back. When I was like, no, 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 you just have to keep finding the right projects. Maybe get rid of the agent that you have and get a different one that gets you projects like the materialist because the guy is likable. It's like, why? Why? We don't need this character to come back. They already set up a whole series about Winter Soldier
Well,
and
obviously it's not working.
it's not working, but we have all these characters that were in all these other movies. Why dump everything that you have now just to bring back a character that's going to be a nostalgic slap in the face?
You're asking this question to the same studio that's bringing back Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom after the Motion Goodbye.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's really it's simple. Nostalgia and money. And Marvel's
Yeah.
desperate to bring this.
Yeah. Nostalgia is money, but people care about what they watch. Yes, we're all going to go see Avengers Doomsday, but it's not going to be the same hype now as it previously was because people are disappointed, I feel, who have, messaged me when I posted about this on my Instagram. And people were like, yeah, this is not fun, this is not great, because we had a perfect ending. Steve Rogers had a perfect ending in Endgame, it's not worth to bring it back, but I get it. It's a money issue, and Marvel's concerned because the last, few movies didn't do great, so they know this needs to happen. But my
Think
God,
about it
it's
too. Well, think about it
so
too.
frustrating.
This story that they're doing, this is a whole Endgame. This is Endgame Doomsday. This is like resetting the entire Marvel universe. You kind of have to bring back some of the characters to kind of give a final goodbye because after this, all new cast, all do everything. So this is probably one more time to say goodbye and kind of wrap up those characters and shut it down completely.
It's one thing if it's a cameo, like if he comes in, maybe just waves and shows off he has a baby, that's one thing. But if he's gonna put on the suit from what it sounds like, then I'm gonna be like, ugh, will I be happy to see the character? Yeah, but I'm just like so bummed because I was like, we already had this conclusion, so.
Well, let's see. Like I said, those leaks could have been legit, could not be legit. So let's see when the full trailer comes out if that's legit.
Well, you're still planning to see Avatar Fire and Ash, right?
Yes, and I know there's supposed to be 4 trailers apparently with
Yes,
it,
that's
which
what we said.
I
Mhm.
don't believe that but I could be wrong. Maybe that is something to dismiss leaks with because you'd be like, oh, I saw this trailer, I saw this show, so who knows? But we'll
So
probably what
it says you need to watch Avatar and Ash 4 times to see every version of Avengers Doomsday trailer.
as it's the same trailer, just cut out differently.
It could be, then it comes out as one giant trailer. I'm sure by Christmas, a trailer will drop for Christmas.
Either Christmas or New Year's.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I have. But whatever, you can all throw your eggs at me later since I wasn't too happy to hear this news about Chris Evans. All right, do you have any final news, Mac?
Nope, that does it for me.
All right, well, I got one final piece of news. Since it's
Ugh.
horror movie news, it's Hamnet, but in a good way. Hamnet breakout Jacoby Jupe joined Scarlett Johansson in the new Exorcist movie. So, Jacoby Jupe is set to join Scarlett Johansson in the next installment of the iconic horror franchise, The Exorcist, written from director Mike Flanagan. The film will tell a new story set in the Exorcist universe and is not a sequel to Exorcist Believer.
Yeah, I would say you got some major work to do after they fucked that up.
Yeah.
What a shitty movie. That was the final straw with David Gordon Green and them, because it's like you were already messing up with the last two Halloween movies, and then you did The Exorcist Believer, which honestly the trailer for Exorcist Believer, I was like, oh, okay, this looks good, like, okay, this looks like something, and then it was not good at all.
No, it sucked.
But hey, Mike Flanagan is doing this one, so thank God we can actually have something
God.
that'll do something that's good.
And I like I like Scarlett Johansson, and I like this young actor, Jacoby Jupe. Oh my gosh, him.
Is that the wife in Hamnet, or like, is it a guy or a girl?
It's a guy.
Oh, okay.
And have you ever seen the Shia LaBeouf movie that's about him and his teen years on like Even Stevens? It was that Amazon Prime movie.
I have not, no.
What was it called? But it was about him, but his brother was the lead in that movie. It was called Honey Boy. That's the name of it. Honey Boy.
I have not, but I've heard stuff about it.
Yeah, that movie has enough controversy of itself, but his brother Noah, the two are related. When I saw both of them in Hamnet, my mind freaked out because I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're both brothers! Wow!" And they're both very talented. So I'm very excited to see this young actors team up with a very talented actress. I'm just amazed Scarlett Johansson hasn't won an Academy Award. Isn't that crazy?
I don't want to answer that.
No? Oh,
I mean,
man.
I haven't really have seen a role where I'm like, man, that's an Oscar winning. Well, actually, let me stop lying. Marriage Story. I thought she should have won the Marriage Story.
Jojo Rabbit.
Well, yeah. Jojo Rabbit, she really wasn't on screen long enough for me to be like, this deserves an actor. That was more of the kid trying to get a better performance, like more emotional performance than her, to be honest. But she was good at that. But I say Marriage Story is the one where she should have won it.
Yeah. Okay. So just quickly looking. She's had 2 Academy Award nominations, but she has not won them yet. It was one for Marriage Story. Oh, that was the same year where she was nominated twice, Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress. Yep. But I love her in Marriage Story.
Oh yeah, I think Marriage Story is like her magnum opus because it showed like, oh, she has some good range and stuff.
Her and Adam Driver are stellar in that movie.
But yeah, I think she should have won for that. I agree. And that is like one of her best performances.
Also, Lost in Translation. Oh my gosh.
That was good too.
Oh, she's so good. She's so good. And call me crazy, I still like her as Black Widow. And despite like the standalone movie not being great, I still like her as Black Widow. So, all right, those are my news stories. But Mac, are you ready to jump right in to talk some holiday fun with Jim Carrey?
Well, I wouldn't call it fun, more of a nightmare, but let's talk about 2009's Robert Zemeckis' A Christmas Carol.
Are you ready for Christmas? Neither is Scrooge.
A bug.
But it only takes one night to change your life forever.
I was a boy here.
This holiday season, discover the magic of one of the greatest holiday stories ever told. Like you've never seen it before. Jim Carrey.
dog!
Disney's A Christmas Carol.
Merry Christmas!
Rated PG. Now playing in Disney Digital 3D and IMAX 3D.
All right, so this year, every year on the Christmas special, we always talk about one holiday movie, and this is my idea this year to do this one. We've talked about Robert Zemeckis before in the past with his animation studio. Oh my gosh, Image Movers Digital that did all the motion capture films in the 2000s. You know, your Beowulfs, your Polar Expresses, and your Mars Needs Moms, and
Your Pinocchio.
Well, it wasn't that
Yeah, I
studio.
know.
Okay,
but
yeah.
It was an overall package of Robert Zemeckis that we talked about.
But this was going to be this movie was the start of his deal with Disney because this was supposed to be like lead into the live action remake of the Yellow Submarine that never happened because of Mars Needs Mom's fucking mom. But it's all started with his interpretation of A Christmas Carol, which stars Jim Carrey. It also has Gary Oldman, Colin Firth, Bob Hoskins, Robin Wright, Penn, and Carrie. I'm sorry, Carrie Always, and this one is, of course, motion capture. Jesus Christ. So
Yes,
pretty much
Jesus
it is a another adaptation of the Charles Dickens tale Christmas Carol. We all know the story. It has Jim Carrey as Ebenezer Scrooge. And man, so we've talked about, like I mentioned, we've talked about Robert Zemeckis, and his films are very of quality. I will always love Back to the Future, love Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Monster House I like, Beowulf is a special, I like it. Monster House good, Polar Express overrated but still entertaining. This movie takes the idea of Uncanny Valley to its like horrifying levels of degree because this movie is genuinely terrifying and
I would call this gothic horror
is
for
Victoria
young audience.
that gothic Victorian like it's rumored that Robert Eggers is supposed to be doing A Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
This
I've
pretty
heard
much
that.
this feels like what it would be like if it was just motion capture.
Motion captured, but the way that this 2009 movie looks, it's so outdated because we've come such a long way, and even now looking at it, I wasn't pleased when I saw this in theaters because yes, I did see this in theaters
Oh
when I was a
Jesus.
kid. I wasn't happy with the way this looked on the cinema screen, and now what is it? Over like
16 years later.
16 years later, thank you. It still doesn't look good. It looks so outdated.
It looks worse.
I know, even on Disney Plus, because that's what I watched this on, and I'm just like, wow, even this stunning high res value, it still looks like crap. I was like, oh man, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, Robert? What are we doing? Oh no, this poor movie, poor Jim Carrey. I have to say, at least he's not my main issue.
No,
He's
I
not
think
my
with
main issue.
Jim Carrey pulls in a great performance as Scrooge. Like it's just Jim Carrey just being like a more tame Jim Carrey, but it works because he's Scrooge, so he has to be tame
He's
for that.
Scrooge, and he's also voicing not just that, but the
Oh yeah,
different ghosts.
the ghost, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the ghosts that I actually enjoyed the most in this movie was when he's visited by the ghost of Christmas Present. That one at least is the best
Because it's bright. It's the one with those colors.
Yes, it's lively. It's like, it reminds me of like the vibrantness from the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol. I would have rather talked about that than
We're gonna talk about this one that traumatized you because one thing
yeah, this traumatized me.
one thing we were talking about. Sorry, one thing we were talking about when we were transitioning was the fact that you mentioned gothic horror. Yeah, there's some horror elements. There's actually a couple jump scares. Like
Yes.
the first jump scare is when he's visited by the I forgot the names of the. It's the ghost that told him. I think it was the ghost of his business partner, his friend
Yeah.
Jacob Marley.
Yeah.
The first you say, "Hey, you're gonna be visited by three ghosts." Like there's a scene where Jim Carrey is looking at the door handle, like the door knock, and then like the ghost just jumps out. Like what the hell, man? Like this is not a kids movie.
I imagine people like when I went to see this, I was at least 13 or 14 years old. I don't remember how old I was.
Mhm.
If you took like a 5-year-old, 4-year-old to see it, they would be terrified.
Yes.
Like, Disney was not in the right mind. I don't know if they thought they were thinking something evolutionary here, but it's not working. Obviously, it did not work. Like,
And
because
don't
this
forget,
movie.
it gets worse too because of the Ghost of Christmas Future. Like
Oh, that's horrifying.
that's the one where it's like, because in any version of the Christmas Carol, the Ghost of Christmas Future is always gonna show Scrooge dying alone. And he's like, no, this can't be
Mhm.
it, and that usually is the most like in any adaptation, that's the one that's more intense. Like this one is like very like horror intensified, like crazy.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, I could have seen, like, Disney maybe putting a pause on this. And if Robert Zemeckis really wanted to do it, imagine him teaming up with, like, an independent movie studio like Neon and A24 to adapt something like this, you know? Or something like Focus Features to help him bring this to life. Like, imagine this now. Let's just say the motion captured is like the standard quality for like a James Cameron movie, let's say. Like imagine how that would have turned out. And Robert Zemeckis could put in all the spooky stops. Like that would be, I think, really something if he made this like a PG-13 inspired,
I
maybe
think this was
R.
PG-13.
No, it's PG.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, Mac. So
That's
like
interesting.
imagine if like it's like rated R,
They
some
got
like
away with a lot of stuff for PG.
yeah, so like because there's no cursing in it, like or anything like that. So it's not, it's fine. So and it'll tell you right here on Google, The Christmas Carol PG 2009 Family Fantasy. And I remember going to see that movie because I was the oldest one in the group of
Jesus.
friends who was 13 and was like, if this was PG-13, I can get us in, but it was PG. So, but yeah, yeah, this was tone for the tone wise is so off because if you look at Disney, yes, they released Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol, then they also released the Muppet Christmas Carol. Very safe for families. They're not scary at all. This is scary. Like if you're gonna watch all three of them, this is the one you put on last and not at night before the kids go to bed, you know?
Yeah.
Because even Scrooge himself is kind of scary looking. But I see the Jim Carrey face in it all. Like, yes, I know it's Jim Carrey, but my God, if like I had a child and they wanted to see this, I'd be like, that's not what Jim Carrey looks like. But yes, he looks like an old man here. Just don't be worried. Do you think the tone is what really throw this movie off and should have Disney made it a lighthearted watch?
Well, no, I think that the writing is not good as well too. There's only so much you can do with this writing because the thing is, it's like the really what was drawing this people in with this movie was mostly, hey, it's a Disney Christmas Carol, Jim Carrey's in it, that's really it. And
Mm-hmm.
I think like people didn't know the tone until you really watch it because the trailers you really can't tell. And the thing, it's not the tone, it's the animation. This motion capture is never going to be like refined
Okay, yeah.
because like I said, you either like the Polar Express animation or you don't. You either like Mars Eats Mom animation or you don't. Beowulf, Monster House, so on and so on. It's this uncanny valley animation that is gonna throw people off because people are gonna be like, I don't want to see this because this does not look like legit.
Mm-hmm.
Like this does not look this does not look right. Like this is not like because she's supposed to be like human proportion, but it doesn't look right. I will say though, this movie has some solid comedy moments because my favorite part that I quote with my mom is because this is one day because I remember I first watched this on Disney Channel. They aired it, and then one promo
Oh.
days for premiere was when he's like he'll be visited by three ghosts, and he goes, "I'd rather not." He's like, "I'd rather not." Like that. That's fucking funny. But shout out to Gary Oldman. He was the voice of Jacob Marley,
Yes.
which is
Uh,
crazy because this movie has a crazy cast too. But yeah, go back to the writing.
yes, going back to the writing, I was seeing what people were saying online, and from what I understand, it's a pretty faithful adaptation. From what I understand, that like it sounded like Robert Zemeckis really took note of really what Charles Dickens was trying to write in A Christmas Carol, and if it sounded like, at least in my opinion, he was taking word, not just word for word on screen on the page from the Charles Dickens novel, but at least from if he was looking at the page, he understood and was able to put it in. Is it like the best screenwriting? No. But from what I understand, it did seem pretty faithful to the source material, which I can give some props to,
Mm-hmm.
at least on that end. But overall, going back to Robert Zemeckis, because I forgot if we talked about this. Do you think he's a good writer?
No.
Not going back to the like starting from like let's say from the 2000s to today, because I know like this time period where he is now is like where is, you know, weird roller coaster ride of it's good and it's bad and it's good and it's bad, you know.
Let's just say some of the films that we remember for he didn't write alone.
True.
So, but like when it comes to some, the problem with it, with a lot of these movies in the 2000s he's made, is that they were focused more on the visual instead of the.
Hmm.
It became the Zack Snyder effect, where you just need to show your visuals or your visuals, and with this, it didn't really help that a lot of the films didn't really have a story except for like Beowulf or something in Monster House, even
Okay.
though Monster House wasn't, he just produced it, but that was still good. But like a lot of these movies didn't have a story, like his animated stuff. It's like he was too hyper focused on this motion capture and be like, yeah, we can use that. That'll carry the story, but you have to realize that it has to be a strong story. And
Hmm.
with A Christmas Carol, it's a story everyone knows. Like this is not, like, it's not hard to make into a film. The Muppets did it. The Muppets
Hmm.
have done it, and Mickey did it too. So
I
it
love the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol. I'm sorry. I could rewatch that in a heartbeat. Oh, it's so good.
so like all you need to do is just be like, okay, we have Jim Carrey. We're gonna make it animated. Boom. Like, did this need to be motion capture? No.
No.
This
I imagine this if they really wanted to, it could have been a fine live action, you know, piece instead of it being motion capture. I get he's in that mind space, but I think it would have been really cool to see Jim Carrey go back into this part where he was like, yes, he was dressing up like as the different ghosts, but then it would remind people like, hey, you know, that's like what he did with the Grinch. He was able to transform because of the costume he had here. But imagine the costume design that they would have had for this movie. I think it would have been really, really cool.
Yeah,
You know?
nice Victorian era, Gothic era, like visuals and everything like that. And I think the thing that could have fixed this movie is definitely bringing down the tone, like to make it less horror, because
Yeah.
this is legit. Like this does not feel like a Disney movie, actually.
No, it doesn't. I don't know what studio would pick it up then, but it doesn't feel like a Disney movie. But I'll give Disney some credit for trying to, you know, do its best given what they had to work with. But my God, it didn't not land with so many audiences, with from what I understand from
In the
as a final product, you know. But I
in the
know people. There's an audience I think that actually does really like this movie. But for me, I don't. I felt like I was like going back to it. I felt so bored watching this. So even if this was like a horror gothic, you know, yes, it does have the gothic tone, but horror inspired Christmas movie, I was so bored. You know, like there were times I felt like I was gonna fall asleep while watching this because I was bored most of the time.
and the sad part is that this was the only one of the Image Movers movies from Disney that made a profit because, like I said, they signed that deal in 2007
Hmm.
to get all their like to do the movies using motion capture. So this was the one that made money because it made 392 or $325.3 million. The next film, Marcy's Mom, bombed, only making $39.2 million. And after that bomb, they shut down the studio. And they're gonna
Hmm.
do a film called Calling All Robots, a remake of The Yellow Submarine, like I mentioned, a
Hmm.
sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, an adaptation to The Nutcracker, all in motion capture.
Do you think Robert Zemeckis should make another Christmas movie because he's done Polar Express and
Why would he
Christmas
need to?
Carol? I'm sorry?
Why would he need to?
I don't know, like a trilogy of Christmas movies.
No, he's fine. He doesn't need to do it. He's got that movie here he's working on, and the last Mrs. Parrish, which is a crime
Yeah,
thriller.
which is Jennifer Lopez and
Lopez.
yeah, and
What are these
uh
random movies that he makes? I'm so confused. What is
it's a
happening?
crime thriller.
I don't get it. Like he needs the thing with Robert Zemeckis. He needs to just stick with his comfort. Like I get expanding and stuff like that. Like when he can do a good job because I'm always used to like that '80s like vibe movies he did. You know, with the Back to the Future, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And even when he steps out of his comfort zone, I like The Walk. I like Flight. I like Castaway. I like Forrest Gump. Like, what is that? Why do you? What is Welcome to Marwin? What's The Witches? Pinocchio. Here, what's going on? He's sitting his
You
Ang Lee.
never know.
He's sitting his Ang Lee portion of his career. Where he's just doing gimmicks.
Oh, but going back to it for a second, but I noticed something. This was like a pop culture thing that I was like, oh my God, I forgot this even happened. But Robin Wright is in the movie. But when the credits like show at the beginning of the movie, and I think it's still in, obviously in the credits, but they have it listed Robin Wright's name as Robert Wright Penn
Ted, that's right.
because she was married to Sean Penn, and my mind was like, oh my gosh, pop culture flashback right here. I completely forgot that she was married to Sean Penn because then Sean Penn was also with Madonna, and I was like, oh my God, like my
And they divorced a year later.
yeah, they did. So, and then I forgot even Robin Wright was in Beowulf. But
Beowulf.
Beowulf, how do you?
Beowulf.
Oh,
Beowulf.
okay, I never knew how to say it properly, but that makes
Beowulf.
Beowulf.
Actually, surprisingly, that's actually like a very underrated movie of his. I actually like Beowulf.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually like it utilizes the like for that being like a epic tale like that based on literature. They actually use that motion capture animation really well too.
What would be better, that one or A
That
Christmas Carol?
actually Christmas Carol.
Really?
Yes, because Christmas
Okay.
Carol. Christmas Carol is more fun,
Okay, so
and I
then,
think they're both better than Marsley's Mom because Marsley's
uh,
Mom is generally horrifying,
yeah, it is that one. I guess many of those motion captured movies are kind of
except for Monster House.
horrifying.
Monster House is the one that looks okay.
But going, if you had to watch one on Christmas Day, which one would you rather watch, Polar Express or A Christmas Carol?
Christmas Carol. I hate Polar Express.
Me too. I know that was like I know we were naming off movies, and I said for this topic for to review a Christmas movie, I was like, I don't want to review Polar Express, anything but Polar Express.
Well, I
And I,
got you scared with this one, so I win.
yes, yeah, yeah. Maybe next year we don't revisit any Robert Zemeckis Christmas movies or
Well,
tales.
this is the last one he's done,
Yeah, that's true.
unless he does something within the next year or so.
He could surprise us with another Christmas movie. He hears this podcast and is like, I'm going to put out another Christmas movie because I listen to the M&K Productions podcast.
Well, Robert, if you listen to us, we love you. We
We
love
want
your work.
to do
But
it.
listen, stop with this motion capture. It's terrifying.
It is.
Let Robert Rodriguez do it with
Alita?
Alita.
Oh, that's a great one.
It was. But what would you grade A Christmas Carol 16
Oh,
years later?
God. Oh, God.
Because I gave it a crisp B plus when I reviewed
Oh,
it.
Chris B plus.
Because it's not the thing. It's not a terrible movie. Like the thing with it, we say whatever we want with the animation. It is not a bad movie. It's just more of like the execution would have been better, but I think it's still a solid adaptation of A Christmas Carol.
Oh, I'm going to be so harsh. I'm the Scrooge in this one. I'm giving this a C.
I mean, that's not harsh. It's just middle of the road.
Yeah, it's not middle. It's, yeah, because I just, maybe like a C minus, maybe, because I don't like it. It's like, for, but it's at least enough where I'm like, all right, Robert, you tried here. Here's a pat on the back.
That's the joy of A Christmas Carol is that there's so many interpretations of it. Is that you can find one that you like the most and it'll
Yeah,
click to you. So if the kids don't like this one, you can always watch the Muppet one. You can watch Looney Tunes, the Disney Mickey Mouse one, or Scrooge with Bill Murray.
there was an FX TV series of it. That's Guy Pearce and
Oh yeah,
Stephen
yeah, yeah.
Graham, Joel Alwyn. Like
That's I forgot about that.
there was like a three-part series, and I was not three-part series. Yeah, three-episode series, and I was like, this is pretty legit, you
Well,
know?
I hope that the Robert Eggers rumor is true that he's doing that because I think this will be right up his alley.
Yeah, let's see. Let's double check real quick, Robert. I feel like it was.
Like I heard, like that was his next project. Oh no, I think that's his next project, or something else is, or he like was thinking about doing it. I was like, oh, that's like right up his alley.
Wasn't there like a werewolf thing?
Oh, I think he's
Studios.
supposed to be doing a Wolfman or not Wolfman, something like a werewolf, definitely a werewolf.
Robert Eggers, right? This is coming from Reddit. Robert Eggers writing and directing A Christmas Carol for Warner Brothers. Willem Dafoe, top choice to star. Hey, that's
That's
cinematic gold.
perfect. That's like the perfect
That's
cast.
cinematic gold right there. There's nothing else. Willem Dafoe playing Scrooge. Oh my gosh.
Also, do you think that this movie should have released during Christmas time? Because it came out like a whole like November 9th, like almost like a full month before Christmas. Do you think it came out too early or just right?
I mean, when studios put out Christmas movies during this time, because like the last major Christmas movie was that Paul Feig movie that was released. There hasn't been like a true Christmas movie I feel like released in theaters. That one was released in November, and since this was like released in November, I feel like Christmas movies should at least be released in theaters the last weekend in October.
I think that's way too early. I want to get past Halloween first.
Yeah, but they want to make that strong income, hopefully generate, enough revenue because people, yes, love the holidays. You can celebrate Halloween and Christmas at the same time. But then again, I get it, like depending on what the release time it was back in 2019, I guess, what was it, November 9th?
November 9th, 2009. You said
All right,
2019.
2019. Let me pull up my calendar real quick.
That was 3 days before my 10th birthday.
Oh my God, you're a baby then.
Yeah, I'm old. You're old.
Yeah, I am. Okay. Will my calendar stop being annoying? Okay. Going back to the year 2019. So, 2009, excuse me, 2009.
You're going to age up 10 years later, like Jesus.
Okay. So, it came out which day?
November 9th.
November 9th?
Yes. Or no, I'm sorry, November 6th. 6th.
6th. Yeah, that would be technically the first weekend in November, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine because it gives you time to get ready for Thanksgiving and then
Okay, fair enough. But if they really wanted to, I think if they wanted to be adventurous, they could have like released it on 30th. But then nobody goes to the movies on Halloween that weekend, so
well, there was some horror. There could be horror movies that competes with it. So it's gonna be like, why is this Christmas movie competing with these horror movies?
mhm.
So, but that's
Yeah.
it. We've traumatized our audience long enough. If you want to watch this on Disney Plus, give it a watch.
I suggest you don't.
No,
Don't be
you
terrified
should
this holiday
put it in
season.
front of the kids and have them realize this ain't working. But
Watch an actual horror Christmas movie and not that.
watch Krampus,
Watch Krampus, watch A Silent Night, Deadly Night.
the original one.
The remake is great.
I've heard good. I saw you review it, and I was like, I didn't know how.
Yes, it was
I don't even know how
awesome.
to.
Knowing I got
I don't even know how to. I was trying to find out how to watch it. I don't know how to watch it. I'm just trying to find it.
Yeah, Cineverse did a poor job, I think.
Yeah, because like I didn't even.
I forgot.
I forgot it was coming out, and like I didn't know about it. Their marketing has not been good.
Well, they did do something that like was kind of interesting. They sent like if you sent out your ticket stub, like you saw it opening weekend, then they would send Rowan Campbell's like a feet pic.
What the hell?
Yeah, this was on social media, and
Interesting.
I was
Is
like,
it?
okay, I saw it, but I
I
wasn't
don't.
gonna
I don't.
send my
I
ticket
don't
in for
want
a
a feet
feet
pic.
pic.
But is it? Is it good?
Oh, it's great. It's gonna be as an honorable mention at my end of the year list. It's like one of my favorite.
I like the original one, so I can't wait to see like get a hold of
So
this new one.
highly recommend it. And Rowan Campbell, like, oh my gosh, he's so good. Like, I know he's been in some crap horror movies, like
Halloween.
like Halloween Ends, and then he was in The Monkey. Wasn't a fan of both of those movies, but
He was in the Monkey. I forgot.
Yes, he was.
Who was he in the Monkey?
Oh, what's the name of the character?
I don't. That doesn't help me, but okay.
I forgot the name of the character, but he was in it. I forgot the character name. I completely forgot.
Oh, he was a kid that wanted to get the monkey back. He was Ricky.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even. I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah, he was in that. He was in that, and this is like the best. He's like he's incredible in it. I'm curious to see what would be in planned if this would be going forward with new adventures to tell with Silent Night, Deadly Night, but it didn't. It only came in with like $1 million at the box office, I think,
Yep.
which is not great. But then again, like I don't know how close it was playing to you, but the closest screening to me was 45 minutes away.
Probably for me, it's gonna be in Boston or New York.
Well, it didn't have a limited release, but it was in like I feel like select weird markets, like I said, the movie. Like I said this in my review, the closest theater that was playing it from me was 45 minutes away, which was so terrible. But anyways, watch a fun horror Christmas movie or watch a classic like Elf.
The closest one that's playing for me is in Manchester, Connecticut. That's 27 miles away from me.
So how long would that take you? Like
Probably
driving?
like it's like a 50-minute drive.
Yeah, that's about how long. See, that's not fun. So
But Kristen, what do we
hopefully
got
you get
coming
to
up?
see it soon.
What do we have coming up?
Okay, on the upcoming shows, we're finally going to be reviewing Frankenstein as our end of the year film. Guillermo del Toro's very much talked about film for 2025. It's most talked about because of Jacob Elordi and his transformation as Frankenstein, and it's been nominated for a whole bunch of awards. I'm very surprised it's been nominated, but then it gives us an early talk to talk about which is better, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, or in a few months we get Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride. Oh my goodness, which one will be better? But we have that episode coming up. We have our end of the year list episode, best and worst of 2025. It was a crazy year, but we had some good films, in my opinion. And then, I don't know, Mac, I feel like we needed to do a remembrance episode on Rob Reiner.
Well, we'll see. We got a lot of stuff coming up lately.
Mm-hmm.
But until next time, I've been Mac. This has been Kristen. Make sure you subscribe, like our podcast, donate to us on Patreon, and have a safe and happy holidays. Will we see you in the next year, or will we see you before next year? Probably. I don't know. But until next time, I've been Mac. This has been Kristen, and you've been listening to the M&K Productions Podcast. Peace.
Bye.